going faster, right? Can you back up, please, Katie? So our first story element is setting. Does anyone know what the setting is without reading? Yes, Katie?
The setting is the place where you are.
Yeah, so the setting of a story is the time and place. And so to help us remember that, we're going to do some hand movements, okay? So we're going to say setting, and then we're going to say time, like we're pointing to a watch. Can everyone do that? Time and place. Very good. And what are we doing with our hands? Making a house. So let's do that all together. Ready? So setting, time, and place. Very nice. And does anyone have any settings that they can think of from books that they've read before? Yes, Karen. The ocean. The ocean's a great setting. Noah, do you have any settings that you can think of? The beach. Oh, that's a good one. What about the setting that we're in today? Where are we at today? It's the school.
And I know even better, the mountains.
The mountains, that was a good one too. So our next story element is characters. And the characters are animals or people who act out the story. So for this hand movement, we're going to say people. You see, because they're all different sizes, right? People and animals, like whiskers, who act out the story, like cats, who act out the story. So let's do that together. Ready? Characters, and we're going to do the people or animals who act out the story. So let's do the setting again. Ready? Setting, time, and place. And characters, people, or the animals who act out the story. So the next story element that's going to go on our board is problem. Does anyone know what the problem of a story is? So the problem of a story is the struggle that the character is having. So what kind of struggles do you think a character might have in a story? They can't swim in the ocean. That is a good problem. I love it. Yeah. So for problem, we're going to put our hands together, our hand motion. We're going to put our hands together. We're going to try and pull apart as hard as we can, but they're stuck. We can't get them up. So we're going to do that where we say the problems, the struggle the characters are having. So let's do that all together. The struggle the characters are having. Very good. So should we go through them all again? So we can remember and put them in our brain. Okay, so setting, the time, and place. Very nice. The characters, the people, or the animals who act out the story. Very nice. And the problem, the struggle the characters are having. Very nice. And this 1, 2, and 3, that stands for the events that happen in the story. So, yep, so
It's red.
it is red. So our chart is going to say events, what happens at the
And I know what
beginning.
the next one is.
No peeking, so we're going to read this together. Ready? Events, what happens at the beginning, middle, and end. So for our hand motion, we're going to show what happens at the beginning, the middle, and the end. Ready? Everyone do that with me. So events, what happens at the beginning, the middle, and the end. Very good. And our last one, this guy's pretty happy.
Solution.
The solution.
I could see through it.
Yeah, peeked, huh? That's okay, because it's going right on our chart so that it'll help us remember. So, since he's pretty happy, for our motion, the solution, for our hand motion, we're going to make a smile, and you're going to try and smile with your mouth and with your fingers, okay? So, while we say solution, and it says how the problem in this story was solved. Ready? So, solution, how the problem in the story was solved. Okay, that is go through again and we're gonna practice. So ready? I want to see everyone's hands moving. There's 5 things. There are 5 story elements on our poster. Can we sit crisscross applesauce, please? Thank you. We're stretching it. So ready, setting the time and the place. Very nice. Characters. The people or the animals who act out the story. Problem. Struggle. The characters are having fun. Even our face expressions are showing, oh, we're struggling right now. And this is events. So it's what happens at the beginning, the middle, and the end. And this last one was the solution. So how the story, or how the problem in the story was solved. Very nice. I love it. So, to help us practice finding these story elements, we are going to read this book. It's called Goldilocks and the Three Bears. Raise your hand. Yeah, raise your hand if you've ever read this story or listened to it. I did. It won a Caldecott Honor Award. So, yeah, so this is a book that a lot of us are familiar with, right? Good. So we're going to be looking for all of these things in our book. Everyone sit crisscross applesauce, please, and put our listening ears on so we are ready. I'd love that, Katie, at a different time. This time I'm going to read aloud to everyone so that everyone can pay attention, and then another day we will all read together, right? So it says, once there was a little girl called Goldilocks. What a sweet child, said someone new in town. That's what you think, said the neighbor. So, I think that I've already have a character from my book, right? Who's my character? Raise your hand if you think you know. Noah. Oh, thank you, Noah. Yeah, Goldilocks. So one morning, Goldilocks' mother sent her to buy muffins in the next village. You must promise not to take the shortcut through the forest, she said. I heard the bears live there. I promise, said Goldilocks, but to tell you the truth, Goldilocks was one of those naughty little girls who did exactly as she pleased. So what do you think she's going to do? Raise your hand if you think you know. No one knows. So,
Into the woods.
raise your hand. Look at all these signs. Would you want to go through the woods? It says danger, very risky, not a good idea. Turn back, go the other way. It's pretty dangerous to me. Meanwhile, in a clearing deep inside the forest, in a charming house, all the family of brown bears was sitting down to breakfast.
That's a nice house. And a chicken farm.
A tootie bear called Papa Bear. This gorgeous scalding. Does anyone know what scalding is? Raise your hand if you know. So scalding means very hot. So he put it in his mouth and he said, it's too hot. I'm dying, baby bear. No, really, said Mama Bear. That's quite enough. So, who else did I notice in my story? I found some other characters. Can anyone tell me some characters that they found? The 3 bears, and which 3 bears are there? Yes,
Mama, Papa, and Baby Bear.
Mama, Papa, and Baby Bear. So we've got characters. So let's remember. We've got Goldilocks. We've got Mama Bear, Daddy Bear,
And we still
and
have the
Baby
setting
Bear.
already. Yeah, the setting.
We do have the setting. What's the setting?
The woods.
The woods. And to be more specific, we're at in the woods.
A house.
The bear's house. Yep. You all are so right. So I'm going to grab a pen and we're going to write this so that we can add it to our chart. So for our setting, we said that it is Bear's house in the woods.
And we'll stick it on the stage.
Yeah, we'll put it up on our poster.
Right on the setting. We'll mix the setting. Above setting, we'll mix the setting.
Yeah, so we're going to put it that our characters, we might need to add some more characters later. But for now, we have Goldilocks. We have Mama Bear.
My dad planted Poppy.
I love it. Papa Bear. And
Baby Bear.
Baby Bear. Oh, I almost forgot the R on bear. That wouldn't have been good. Okay. Let's keep
It
reading.
is next to the girl. Goldilocks is next to the girl.
Yeah, so maybe we can pretend to be some Goldilocks on our poster today. I know, said Papa Bear. Why don't we go for a spin while the porridge is cooling? Excellent, said Mama Bear. So they got on their rusty old bicycle, and off they went. A few minutes later, Goldilocks arrived at the bear's house. She walked right in without even bothering to knock. On the dining room table were 3 inviting bowls of porridge. I don't mind if I do, said Goldilocks, helping herself to the biggest bowl. But the porridge in the biggest bowl was much too hot. Patooey, cried Goldilocks, and she spat it out. Next, she tasted the porridge in the medium-sized bowl, but that porridge was much too cold. Then Goldilocks tasted the porridge in the little bowl, and it was just right. Neither too hot nor too cold. In fact, she liked it so much that she gobbled it all up.
Wow, that's really very good.
We shouldn't go into someone's house, right?
Yeah.
Right.
Without even knocking.
Without even knocking, yep.
No, before.
Okay, so ready? Feeling full and satisfied, Goldilocks thought it would be great fun to look around. Right away, she noticed lots of coarse brown fur everywhere. They must have kittens, she said. In the parlor, there were 3 chairs. I don't mind if I do, she said, climbing into the biggest one. But the biggest chair was much too hard. She just couldn't get comfortable. You see her? Next, she sat in the medium-sized chair, but that chair was much too soft, and she thought, we might never get out of it. Then Goldilocks sat in the little chair, and that was
Just right.
just right. Neither too hard nor too soft. And that she rocked and rocked until the chair fell completely to pieces. Oh no, what is she gonna do now?
She's gonna get in big trouble.
She might get in big trouble. Oh
For the
man,
bear.
that wouldn't be good. So it is almost recess time, so I'm going to remember where we are in this book, and we can finish our chart and our book
I could have
tomorrow.
brought my bookmark, and I could use, and we
Oh, look
could
at
use
this.
that.
We can use our papers that we're going to put on our chart when our story's over as our bookmark, so I'll remember exactly what page we are on. So before we leave, let's go through our hand movements one more time. So ready, setting, time, and place. Very nice. And characters, the people or animals who act out the story. 3 is problem. That's the struggle the characters are having. And events, what happens at the beginning, middle, and end of the story. And solution is how the problem's solved. Very nice. Thank you, girls. You can go out to recess.